The following program is brought to you by PodcastOne Sportsnet.
The Steve Austin Show Unleashed is sponsored in part this week by Hims, the wellness brand for the modern man. Go to forhims.com/unleashed to receive a trial month of hair loss prevention products for just $5.
The following program is a PodcastOne.com production.
He started in a small town in Texas. Worked his ass off to become one of the most famous wrestlers of all time.
We're going to take care of business tonight, and that's the bottom line.
And now he's dominating the world of on-demand audio. And he's doing it for the working man.
This is a damn good outlet for me to spew the bullshit off my brain.
Yeah! This is Steve Austin Unleashed.
All right, everybody, welcome to Steve Austin Show. I'm coming to you from the mean streets of Los Angeles, California today. Sitting over here at 317 Gimmick Street, opening up this podcast where we're about to get into part 2 with Gallows and Anderson and also Rocky Romero. The Good Brothers came by 317 Gimmick Street last week. We shot the breeze, drank a few beers or read books, as we were saying, reading novels, and had an outlandishly great time. God dang, man. I ain't laughed my damn ass off like that in over 10 years. So today we're going to continue that conversation. And if you guys heard the podcast this past Tuesday, it was supposed to be Elias on the Tuesday show. Who wants to walk with Elias? Well, Luke Bryan came into town and we pushed Elias to this coming Tuesday. So you will hear my interview with WWE superstar Elias, one of my favorite gimmicks going right now, this coming Tuesday. One of those deals where Luke Bryan had an album coming out and they're trying to get the bulk of all of his promotion stuff done in these past few weeks. And I understand that, coming from the game of promotion. Shit, I was only involved in the wrestling business 14, 15 years, so I kind of get it. Now, had Elias been pushing the pay-per-view or something that was, on a time schedule, like a pay-per-view, whatever, obviously then I would have ran that show. But anyway, I appreciate Elias's patience. I was texting him the other day, apologized profusely. Sometimes, man, in the podcast business, that's just the way it is. And the podcast that I did with Elias was just two cats. One former pro wrestler talking to a current pro wrestler / sports entertainer shooting a breeze with nothing with a specific time stamp on it. And that's just the way podcasts are. Nonetheless, I had a good time talking to the young man. I'm going to talk to my producer, see if he can roll in one of those songs that Elias played on his guitar. Posted a couple of pictures of the library as Gallows and Anderson and Rocky Romero left, and holy shit, they absolutely destroyed this place. And I took a couple of pictures of Elias when he busted out his 6-string guitar. And he was kind enough not to wrap that sumbitch around my head like he's been doing a few people on Monday Night Raw. He sat down, strummed a couple songs. We sat down, shot the breeze, and had a good time. And that is my conversation coming up next Tuesday. Bottom line, no ifs, ands, or buts. Elias on the Tuesday podcast. Hey, man, one more shout out to Gallows, Anderson, and Rocky Romero for coming by the crib last week. And Elias, too, and Sasha Banks and Bailey. Man, ain't nobody knows how damn stressful, how damn busy that WWE schedule is, because I've been there and I've done it at a high level. And they run the shit out of those people. And that's just the nature of the wrestling business, man. You're everywhere, doing appearances, making gigs, getting inside that damn squared circle, getting on to the next show, doing Monday Night Raw, SmackDowns, pay-per-views. It is a relentless grind. And I'll tell you what, during my active years in the business, I was having so much fun. And like we always say in the business, you can't believe you're doing it. You're having so much fun, you damn near do it for free. But you can't do it for free because that's what you do for a living. And you got to pay the bills, because if you don't send those gimmicks they send in the mail called bills, they'll turn on your shit off. So I appreciate the schedule. Everybody's making hay while the sun's shining. They're busy as hell. They stopped by the crib when they were in town, and I appreciate their time. It would have been nice to get a few more superstars here. But hell, man, with that schedule, we're trying to, do a little bit of research on something. It'd be hard to do too many more than that. So big props, and again, thanks to Luke Bryan. What Makes You Country is on sale right now. I enjoyed the shit out of that album, and it's funny, man, I posted a picture of me and Luke on Instagram, and it's an amazing thing how many people out there Love that guy. He's probably been the number one country act for the last 4 years. And some people just say, oh, man, that ain't country music. And goddamn it, I don't know what country music is anymore. I don't know what rock and roll music is anymore. I don't know what wrestling is anymore. I don't know what football or baseball is anymore, because it's all changed. It's all went through the evolution that it's gone through and become a faster moving, more pop oriented genre. You know, wrestling business is faster, football is faster. Country ain't pure country like it was at one time, and at the end of the day, they're all forms of entertainment, as Vince McMahon will be the first to tell you that. As Ted Turner called him way back in the day and said, Vince, I'm in the wrestling business, when he bought WCW. And Vince says, Ted, that's great, because I'm in the entertainment business. At the end of the day, whatever you're watching is entertainment. So people blasting me, blasting someone else about this, that, or whatever, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Everything changes. If you don't like it, don't watch it or don't listen to it. Shit, it ain't my fault. I'm just talking to the people that do it. And hell, I happen to be a big-ass Luke Bryan fan. I happen to be a big fan of what WWE's doing these days. It's different from when I was in there. Shit, the business always has to change. I always go back to, that one statement that Triple H made. Everybody thinks the era that they were performing at was the best era that there ever was. So, yeah, I believe that, because, that Attitude Era was the most profitable era in the business of pro wrestling. But that'd be like calling the guys in the squared circle today, hey, they're not really wrestlers. Yeah, they really are wrestlers. They're really inside a squared circle called a ring. They might call them sports entertainers, but God damn it, that's wrestling. So, Luke Bryan, that's country music. It's changed a little bit. It's a little bit slicker, but it's country music. No ifs, ands, or buts. So don't jump on my Instagram account and start hammering me about it. Jesus H. Christ on a popsicle stick. Lighten up, Francis. I don't know, man. Everybody gets so goddamn out of control these days over a bunch of bullshit. It just drives me crazy. But nonetheless, hey, man, now that I got all that shit out of the way, I want to talk about Broken Skull Challenge last night, man. I gave the women second place, a second chance. And I tell you what, man, Orla Walsh came out there and just totally kicked ass. And, man, she got real far in the first go when she came out this past season and got rejected. And she came back, man, with an attitude. And she already had an attitude. And you talk about a bad stick of wood and just the heart of a champion, just badass attitude, never surrender, never die, just go down swinging. And I tell you what, she made it through 3 tough-ass rounds. And then, holy smokes, what a performance turned in by Ann on the first go of that damn Skullbuster. Chose to go first. I couldn't believe that strategy. But man, she went down that course and she was blazing the fastest time ever on that course up until a certain point, and she just could not make it up that rope. And she was coming from that CrossFit background, and, so was the DNF, did not finish. So close, but yet so far. But Anna, I got to give you a shout out, man. You were just blazing, just absolutely blazing. So what a performance. Come up short. Has she had a little bit of obstacle course experience? I think it might have been a different ball game. And I'll tell you what, Orla, man, she ran that course. She probably could have run it a little bit harder than she did, but all she had to do was finish. She played it smart. $25,000 was on the line, and she fought her ass off for 3 rounds to get there. So I know what she was doing, and she did a great job, and I'm proud of her. So, hey, man, I'm giving you a heads up. Stay tuned. This coming Tuesday is the last episode of Season 5 of the Broken Skull Challenge. It's a co-ed episode. We got the men and the women out there as teams competing, and it's just absolutely off the charts, badass and fun. And I've been proud to be a part of this damn thing. We've been doing it for 5 seasons. We'll see if we get any more. I give a shout out to every single athlete who came out there this year and kicked ass. We've had some epic performances out there, some crazy decisions and crazy outcomes. But at the end of the day, the baddest, toughest athletes in the United States of America take a step away from that comfort zone, if there is a comfort zone in obstacle course racing or CrossFit, but you're taking a chance and you're going into the wild card. You're going into the X Factor. You're going into what we do out of the Broken Skull Challenge, where you never know what we're going to throw at you. And then people come out there because they want a challenge, and we deliver a challenge. And that's the way it is. So thanks to everybody who was a part of that show, and thank you very much to the crew for packing up all them cameras, all them lights, building all those props, building all that shit out there, and designing everything, and the brains, the production people, Vince Cariotti, Nicole, Steve, I can't name everybody right now, Alan. Everybody that was involved out there was just a badass experience for me, myself, and I, living out there in my trailer. And I dedicated this past season to Hershey the Wonder Dog, who passed on the first day that we were out there filming. So it was a very special season for me. And I dedicated that show to her, that whole entire season. And I'm proud of everybody that took part of it. And thank you to the athletes who continue to make that show what it is. Anyway, my conversation continues with Gallows, Anderson, and Rocky Romero. They came by 317 Gimmick Street after a Monday Night Raw before they headed over to Abu Dhabi in India. And god dang, we had a goddamn blast. So before I get to those guys, I got to tell you guys that the holidays are here. And that means holiday parties, office parties, New Year's Eve parties. You want to look your best around your coworkers and carry yourself with confidence. You want the best hair, the best skin, the best everything. The bottom line is men want to take care of themselves, and now hassle-free prevention and solutions now exist with Hims. Hims is the wellness brand for the modern man, a one-stop shop for hair loss, skincare, sexual wellness, and more. Hims makes personal care trusted, easy, and affordable. Hims offers FDA-approved medical-grade products, personalized recommendations, plus convenient, confidential online consultation with a licensed doctor. There are no pharmacy lines, no waiting room. The products are shipped directly to your door, and Hims passes big savings along to you, offering prescription and generic for just a fraction of the price. Sound treatment and prevention backed by medicine and science. Look better, feel better, do better with Hims. For listeners of the Steve Austin Show Unleashed, get a trial month of hair loss prevention products for just $5 while supplies last. This would cost you hundreds of dollars if you went to a doctor's office or pharmacy, so what are you waiting for? Save some damn money and look your damn best. Just go to forhims.com/unleashed for all the details. That's forhims.com/unleashed, and give a hell yeah to looking and feeling your best this holiday season, and that's the bottom line. One more time, that's forhims.com/unleashed to get yourself a trial month for just $5.
Hey, my name is James Petrogallo.
I'm Jimmy Wissman.
Please join us every single Tuesday for Crime in Sports.
So fun.
You like sports?
You don't have to.
Let's just set up a context and find out what an idiot did wrong. What do you say?
I'm in.
We're going to do that each and every week. We take an athlete, we break him down, we make fun of everything he's ever done.
Yeah. But in order to do that, we have to build up and tell you all about their career and get you to what, James? To grace.
And then watch them fall from grace, as they inevitably do. Join us. Big criminals, small criminals, sports you've never heard of. Doesn't matter. It's the crime. It's the comedy. It's such a good time. Join us every Tuesday for Crime in Sports.
You can join us every Tuesday at PodcastOne.com, the Podcast One app, or subscribe on all Apple products.
Find us every Tuesday and laugh at people.
This is Steve Austin Unleashed.
Hey, Stone Cold, you'll hang out more?
Steve, thanks for bringing us over. Can we stay tomorrow?
Steve, can we spend the night?
You motherfuckers got to go to Abu Dhabi tomorrow. Y'all got to get the fuck out of here.
No. Can we spend the night?
Part 2 of the podcast.
Great.
Sitting here with Gallows and Anderson, Rocky. My name is Steve Austin. I'm at my house.
And so are we.
Yeah. He's about to kick our asses out, too. We're not allowed at 317 Gimmick Street anymore.
Where y'all want to go with this segment of the podcast?
You know, anything you want to talk about? We have so many.
I heard that you had a damn good Stone Cold impression.
Well, I don't know nothing about it, and I don't want to do it in front of the man himself because I grew up watching him, but oh, hell yeah, up in this sumbitch. I like Stone Cold Steve Austin, and imitation's the greatest form of flattery. We took the too sweet and reinvented that son of a bitch.
Here's the only problem. Here's the only problem, though, Steve. We do this thing for 8 hours. What? 8 hours. What? AJ would sleep. What? He'd wake up. We're still doing
Y'all are freaking still doing
Steve
Stone Cold?
Austin. I wish you guys would shut the freak up because he don't cuss. He don't say F-bombs. Well, you know what? Stone Cold in our voice does. A lot of F-bombs.
Hey, man, I used to watch, I guess they got about 3 seasons of it now, but I haven't seen the second two. I've seen the first one. The goddamn Southpaw regional wrestling. You talk about popping like a mark. You guys come out there with that bullshit. Chad Too Bad and Tex Ferguson. Talk to me about that because I fucking loved it.
You know, I knew when we made it. I knew we'd made it. When we made it. Yeah, besides my bank account, I knew when we made it was when
I wish you'd buy something.
When I was walking around Meijer, which is it's a grocery store in Cincinnati.
Not a discount one.
It's not. Yeah. I looked down at my phone and Stone Cold's calling me, and I said hello, and he goes, "God damn kid, that damn extended laugh from Chad Too Bad." I said, "We made it. I made it. I know that it's working." And Stone Cold Steve Austin's going to call you personally, take time out of his day to call you and tell you. That's what I said. That's what I knew, and we did it.
That's what you knew. He's a cool motherfucker.
Go ahead, please tell him Southpaw. That's just us.
No, it's just we both grew up and came up wrestling. Basically a lot in the Carolinas and the South and through West Virginia and Kentucky and all that. And we met, both of us. And that's, I feel like I've been doing it to entertain the boys since I started. You know, we used to call it Sex Ferguson when it wasn't PG because it would just be like, "Hey, brother, you shoot brother in the brother and then turn around, double hip toss." But they didn't know each other's names and they're all messed up and they're all brothered out. And you're a kid and you're going, "Oh, this is awesome."
And so many of those half handshakes that you get from the guys coming up.
The limp handshake. And then, come on.
I mean, we met a lot of those. I mean, I remember.
We do that on TV now if they don't ever shoot it. We get it in every time.
They didn't really get over.
So many guys. I remember being in the bottom of West Virginia, and I met this guy named Danny Ray, who supposedly trained Jamie Noble, right? So this is a big deal for me. Me and Punchy McGee and my manager, Justin. Hold on. Justin. You want to know my manager's name, Rock? Justin Case.
Of course it was.
I needed him. So he goes, "We're going to get you on this show, kid. 18-year-old kid. It's going to be great." I go, "This is awesome. Meet Danny Ray, trained Jamie Noble. They'll probably put a word in for me." This is how I thought back then.
Of course, yeah.
So I walk in, this big, dumb, uncoordinated kid, Dorian DeVille, and I see him. I go, "Oh, there we go." So I go, "Hello, Danny Ray. How you doing?" I shook his hand.
That big man grip.
And he dropped to his knees and he went, "Ow, kayfabe is dead. Who let the mark in the dressing room?" And they made me sit in the front row while the boys worked, and I just sat there like a mad little fat kid with my arms crossed watching everybody. This is bullshit. I was one of the 29 in the audience, and I was not having a great time.
I remember I worked a show in Lancaster, Ohio. And I met the guy. I said, "Hello, sir. My name's Chad." He goes, "Hello, Cuban assassin." Cuban assassin. Oh, well. I can still see his face.
Hello, Lancaster.
I remember the Cuban assassin.
But that wasn't him.
Fidel Sierra.
Trust me, it wasn't brother.
It was a gimmick.
It was a hooted up brother. It was
very overhooted.
And that was the same question.
and that show was run by the Wild Hog, and it was also main evented by Spider-Man versus Batman. That was the one.
Yeah, when we first started, the Ninja Turtle was making a lot of sounds.
Spider-Man and Batman main evented that show.
But here's the thing, and it's always funny because when you talk to some of the guys, do you call them by their shoot name or their work name? Because some guys, like when I'm talking to CM Punk, everybody calls him Phil. Yeah. But to me, I consider him a good friend. We don't talk a lot, but he's Punk. When I'm talking to him, I say, "Hey, Punk."
Of course.
Yeah. So like, where are y'all with that?
I feel like it's.
Like with Cuban Assassin.
If your name's George,
it would be like, "Hey, CA."
Yeah.
Hey, Cuban ass.
But it just feels like a whole lot to say, like Cuban assassin. Like if you just say assassin or so, I don't know. It just felt like
that's one of those fucking movies. Like, lighten up, Francis.
that was kind of. I was 23. I think that was when I kind of figured out. Maybe I do get it. Yeah. I understand he's a goof.
Oh yeah,
and I understand that because he literally wasn't the real.
No, but see, then on the artistic side of our business, you'd be thinking like, "The motherfucker's in."
I guess. Well, that's
he'd believe in his shit.
Yeah, I guess. He was the size of Rocky. He was small.
He definitely wasn't a Cuban assassin. We're talking about this.
No, he wasn't the real Cuban assassin.
We started in a lot of these towns. Like we're going to flea markets in West Virginia.
Of course, yeah.
I saw I was in the ring one night, and Buddy Landell ran away from the Native American flea market with the money in a box, and we would chase him. You know what I mean? But a lot of these guys, there was a guy named Buddy Rose, and he goes, "Hello, I'm Buddy Rose," and he had blonde hair.
Oh yeah, I wrestled
and he was 6 feet tall. Buddy Rose is dead. you're not Buddy Rose. But I'm like this respectful guy, like, oh, hello there, Mr. Rose. What would you like to do tonight? Knowing that you're not Buddy Rose. Like, well, you know what I mean? There were 10 doinks.
On that same show where a Cuban assassin was, Playboy Buddy Rose was there. It wasn't of course, it wasn't the guy. Guess what music he came out to? Bad Street USA. After Michael Hayes.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Exactly. That's the kind of stuff we saw.
That's double gimmick infringement, man. That's a DGI.
I remember thinking something's
Tex
wrong.
Ferguson and Chad Dubas.
Something's wrong here. Yeah. There's
so
Tex
many
and
of
Chad.
those brothers, man.
Okay, but here's the deal. Back in the day when you get into the business, and you guys are way behind me, but when you got into the business, I mean, like you said, you go in there, you go with that full handshake, man, and you're like, let's shake hands. Like these days, you sink it in there deep. But then all of a sudden, you get into business, you go that fucking bird on the limb. A fucking bird on the limb.
Yeah.
It's like, what
We
the
can call
fuck?
it the
What
lip
is
dick.
that? And you know, like, when you do that shake, it's like, hey, man, I'm not no crowbar. I'm like one of the boys.
Yeah, of course.
And that was in vogue for a while. And like a few times when I went to these gatherings, and it's like, dude, I'm already out of business. You know, so I'm sinking in there deep. You know, with a good handshake, you're not trying to put the gripper on something like the drunk redneck at the bar. That's not that shit. You just want to give a good handshake, and then they're still going with that perch. I'm like, motherfucker, did you not know that they stopped that shit 15 years ago?
And I'm also Stone Cold Steve Austin. Like, shake my hand.
But I remember the first time I was an extra, I shook Victoria's hand like that. And she goes, we don't do that here. Don't do that. And I went, thank you. I would have went up to Bob Holly and done that and got cuffed.
You got to tell Steve when you were an extra and you walked into the room. I mean, this guy, he walked right into the male locker room.
Give me another one of those novels. So I kept sending my shit, and then
They finally booked him.
They finally booked me. Tommy Dreamer got a hold of me, and he goes, we've been trying to call you, but you don't have an answering machine. What kind of wrestler doesn't have an answering machine? I was, well, one who lives at home now since he lost his apartment because of his wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the guy. So I'm 20 years old. I'm booked as an extra. This is going to be awesome. So you walk in, but you don't know anything. So I have my dad's suit on, oversized suit. I look dumb as hell, you know. And I see Vince and Hunter walk by me, and I'm going, this is 2004. We're in the Baltimore Arena. So I was like, well, no one's telling me what to do. I'm going to search out what to do. So I take my little wheelie bag, and I walk down the hall, and I see male talent. Cruise right in. I took my bag, start getting my tape out. You know, I didn't know they had provided tape in the Fed. My oil, my hot stuff, all my essential things that I need. Nobody else is in there because I'm early. And Bob Holly walks in and goes, who are you? I go, hi, Bob. I'm Drew. Nice to meet you. And he goes, what are you doing in here? I go, I'm just getting dressed, sir. And he goes, you can't sit there. I'm sitting there. And I go, oh, no problem. So I moved down about 3 steps. He goes, you can't sit there either. I go, oh, no problem, sir. I go down to the end. He goes, you can't sit on this whole side. I went, oh, that's no problem, Bob. I don't get it. I go to the other side. He goes, you can't sit here. I went, oh.
Can you imagine just walking in the mail?
A guy walking into Mailtown, a blithering green dumbass, just flopping down. Hey, guys, how you doing? That was me.
Hey, man, were you one of those guys that when you talk about the hot stuff, is that shit, that vasodilator, fucking getting your eyes like a motherfucker?
See, all these Southern
the
brothers said all the guys that really do this, that's what they use. So you get your pump that way, you get a little redness to you. So I was like, well, since I am a real wrestler, I will buy some of that and do it all the time. But it gets in your eyes.
Dude,
I had that stuff in WWF years before that.
But, dude, all the bodybuilder guys had that shit on. And, back in the day, I used a little baby oil, because at the time, when I had that long blonde hair and I was stunning Steve, shit, if I didn't have a physique, and I remember going to the guy in Mid-South Coliseum, and I said, hey, man, because I noticed all the guys had entrance music. I said, hey, man, could you play this tape for me? And he looked at me and he goes, son, God damn it, you got to be in the business a couple of years here to have your music played. Shit, I've been in business 2 months, but goddamn, I know somebody else. So if you ain't looking out for yourself, you got you got to look out for yourself. Yeah. So I said, man, would you play it? He goes, God. He ended up playing it. So man, Unchained or whatever it was, Van Halen, I'd go out to the goddamn ring. I remember I was doing my push-ups for the damn match because I could work with the flying shit. So at least I get a little pump going on. See, this before I started starving to death, lost all that damn weight, do some push-ups, get ready for the damn match. But then towards the end, when I got into WWF, man, we'd be working in Calgary, all those cold-ass places. I used to be wearing my gimmick shorts. And I'd show up, legs all ashy as a sumbitch. And I just used water just to put on my legs, get the ash off. We all stayed tan back in the day. I don't know what you guys are doing because they ain't healthy with the UVA and the UVB
We
rays.
spray.
It comes out of the bottle.
The guys, man, I'll never forget, dude, we was in San Diego. They was trying to give me a little bit of a push. I've been in the company for a little bit. Battle Royal Rumble. And I was supposed to be like the fourth guy left in the ring. And I was doing something with one of the Samoans. And he was just going to clothesline me over the top. I was just going to land on the apron and come back in. Well, he hit me pretty good with that clothesline, just like he should have. All of a sudden, all them guys wearing that baby oil, they got them ropes all slippery and fucked up. Zip, zip, zip. San Diego Sports Arena. I'm laying on the floor like, God damn it, man. I'm thinking, holy shit, these motherfuckers trying to do something with you. There are about 12 guys still in the ring. I just shit the bed. So, Sean, I think he's going to win it, but he's one of the main, he's the main guy. So I knew I had to give him the high sign that I had been eliminated. I remember I was laying on the floor. You know how it is when you're in 20,000 square, seat arena, and you're laying out there like a pile of shit. God damn it, I fucked up. And then, so I'm coming up and hitting like this, damn apron. So someone's beating the piss out of Sean in the middle of the ring, and I'm waiting for him to be able to notice me. I'm like doing this shit right here. Finally, I give him the old cutthroat sign. I've been eliminated. Call an audible. Sean's eyes got about this big, and he went back to doing what he's doing, and I walked to the back, and then like, what the fuck happened? But my point is, because Buff Bagwell, I like Buff, but he used to always wear that vasodilator shit and work with him, getting my goddamn eyes. Hell, I couldn't call a high spot, and I couldn't see the ropes to run one.
I did before we signed with WWE. I did an indie in England, and I was in a locker room just sitting there. Door opens up and goes, "You guys seen what's the guy's name over there? The booker for Rev Pro, Andy." He goes, "You guys seen Andy?" I look up, I go, "Hey, Buff Bagwell." He goes, "Well, yeah." So fuck, that's great, man. I didn't know he's gonna be there. I didn't know he was Buff is the stuff, man. That's a big deal. Man. I popped for him. He went, "Oh, thanks, man. Thanks." He was great, nice guy.
Yeah,
he was great. He goes, "Well, thanks, man. Hell, have you seen Andy?" I was like, "Well, I don't know." But anyways, you want to talk a little bit?
You want to hear all about my whole life?
You want to talk about that run at Nitro and you turn heel and got pretty cool? You want to talk about it? He's like, "No, man.
I'm good. Thanks."
I just didn't expect Buff Bagwell to pop his head in there.
Last time we talked, we was talking about your ring gear or ring gear in general.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the sanitary conditions of ring apparel. Because this has come a long way from back in the day. Because guys would be out there with some just funky ass shit. And especially when you're on those European tours, when like a week in England, a week in Germany. And a lot of guys, dude, they don't even hang their shit up. They just leave it in the bag.
Just leave it in there and it's
drunk.
full. Yeah.
Steve, I got a great story.
I'm
going
to cut you off because I'm going to lead you into this.
All right, good.
So I had come from WWE and then TNA and Indies and stuff like that. And what we would do if we were on a tour overseas or working through the loop or whatever is we would lay our knee pads out, our tights and our boots so they didn't get ruined. Because I figured out real quick if you leave them in your bag that whatever eats them. So I just lay them out, and then I'd go work. And, after a while, you get a little funk to them. So I went to Japan, and I would lay my shit out every night.
Well,
proceed.
And those Japanese guys are they're just different cats. They wash their shit every single night.
Find a laundromat.
Even in every little small town. It's his first tour. He's doing well. He's getting over. We're doing good. Man, Fale speaks Japanese. He's a big Tongan kid. He went to university somewhere in Japan. Played rugby there. He goes, "Hey, Chad, man." And he goes, "Man, Gallows everybody says he stinks, man." I go, "Ah, shit." He goes, "Yeah, he's got stinky heat, man." I went,
Stinky heat. What the hell's that?
It's all good. Gallows is a great guy. We'll just tell him. We'll knock on his door in his hotel room. He goes, "Yeah." I go, "Come on." He goes, "Hey, man, talk to you." He says, "Yeah, come on in." And sits down. He's eating, having a beer. He's drinking a novel. Or drinking a novel.
I was
reading a novel.
I was laying in bed trying to read.
He was drinking his novel. I go, "Hey, man." I got to tell you something, brother. This is, just keeping it real. He goes, "What?" I go, "Well,
just keeping it real.
I'm going to
like this is going to ease. Like it's going to ease the blow.
I never seen because I've noticed traveling with big guys now. They got these crazy tempers. These guys are insane. Nice guys, but there's a dark side to the brother. But we walk in there, we sit down. He goes, "What's up?" And he's eating, and he goes, "Man, I got to tell you something, brother. Everybody says you stink, stinky heat." And he goes, "Who?" I said, "All the boys. They say you stink." He goes, "Yeah, well, they're pussies." And I went, "Jesus Christ!" So then, I go, "All right, man." His face turned purple. I was like, that's the first time I had like a little weird argument. And I was like, I don't know. So it was real awkward for about 5 minutes. And finally, he goes, "Oh shit, man, I'm sorry, man. I'll wash my gear." He never stunk again. He had to get those gloves away because his gloves started smelling terrible.
But that was something that I learned in the business because they would always be like, "Well, Kane," and I got to work with Kane. Like his glove will stink after a while. I was like, "That's just a thing. It's fine." But these Japanese brothers, every single night. Their socks, their pads, their tights, the whole deal. It's getting washed. It's in the laundry bag.
They have young boys
I'm just
washing.
Sitting in the room reading novels, and I'm just like, it'll be fine. You know what I mean?
And I got to because they once New Japan started expanding a little bit, they started bringing in foreign young boys, like English guys from England and guys from America, and they'd be on tour with us, and I knew they were going to do laundry no matter what, and I'd give them money and say, "Wash my gear, please."
Yeah. Right,
get $100 and just do it. Couple days, whatever. Didn't care.
I remember in TNA,
I didn't want to do it.
I was wearing those leather gloves in TNA, and one night I grabbed Chavo by the face, just being a heel, and he goes, Get those fucking gloves out of my mouth!"
Okay, we'll go to the old working punch. How'd I throw you around if I can't grab you?
He was my buddy too. He was hot.
But that's but with like WWE, we work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday home on Tuesday. That's cake. Like, in Japan, we'd be there for 3 weeks. We wouldn't go to the laundromat once, and brother started to kick a little bit.
Out,
but I think the 4 days, you just air it out, you're good to go. But we go on these European
tours. 9 cans of Axe, and I still got stinky heat.
But here's another one of my pet peeves, though, man. I mean, the BO, the bad gear. I mean, you got to take care of your gear. I mean, goddamn.
You can't stink like that.
Unsanitary environment. That ring's a dirty motherfucker to begin with. But you love it. When you get down and somebody got a hold on you, you're smelling that submission. People walk in the bathroom, stepping in piss, all the spilt beer, and all of a sudden
you're in our mouths and our eyeballs.
Sweat, and all of a sudden you're on that subject, but it just smells good. I love the smell of a goddamn mat. But here's my other side of that pet peeve was the dudes that come in and they wear too much goddamn cologne. I mean, they crank it on. And people have been listening. We talked about this on my podcast for 4 years. It's like you sitting on a damn airplane, somebody walks by, whether it's a man or a woman, whoof, just hits you like a motherfucker.
Yeah. Karl Anderson.
Or you did it. Oh, no. But someone shakes your hand. All of a sudden, they had so much cologne. Now you smell like the motherfucker's hand. So that ain't cool. So all of a sudden you're locked up and you're rolling around. I'm grabbing all over Gallows. God damn it, big fucking macho motherfucker. Now all of a sudden I got your smell on me. You get in the shower and you're trying to wash that shit off.
Steve, that happened to us in Germany.
Steve, we went to.
Am I alone?
No,
you're right.
Yeah,
I already got heat for this. I'll do it again.
We went to Germany for the Indy the year before we came over here in October of 2015 for WXW.
But wash your stuff.
Great, they booked us, they paid us, it was great. And then, but they had a little brother to them. They had a lot of must to them. It stunk.
We're doing like
they
an 8
stunk.
We come out, we're just doing our stuff, and we were very brothers.
So I remember the German crowd is just different people, And so we're walking to the ring, and they're all doing the too sweet sign, and they're just kind of dancing weird. And I felt like we were like in a trance, weird place. But all their arms are
psychedelics.
All their arms up, and so all their armpits are up. And so we're walking around, and goes, God, it smells like hell in here.
We're both air
So he's getting pissed off.
This place sucks. I want to leave.
Then we had to work this other team, and Gallows got in there in the first spot. Comes out, and goes, I smell like that son of a bitch.
It was something. He ducked me, and then he comes up, and we do a slip slam. And it was like, have you ever seen that movie where like Will Ferrell's body hair goes across his face? And his brother's in trunks, and he's not in great shape, and he's hairy, and it's just like, and I went, and I start gagging in the ring. I start gagging. And I couldn't finish the spot. I cut him off. And I can't. I'm gonna puke. And I'm going.
And there's the big guy Temper. He's on the apron going, I'm gonna kill that son of a bitch. I said, relax. He's like, I smell like him. I said, what? I can smell it.
I'm gonna puke.
Trust me, I can smell you on him. But he's like, I need to shower now. And then the real rib was, and as soon as the show was over, he had to get a ride to the airport. And guess who was driving him?
Guess who our guy was? Him.
The stinky son.
Some bitch didn't take a shower after the match, and we're in the car, and I'm like this. There's no novels to be read.
He texts me, he goes, guess who's driving the airport? That stinky son of a bitch. So the whole ride, he smelled like hell before we worked.
I rode like this for 2 hours through Amsterdam, all these places I wanted to hang out and head on. Terrible. Down the Autobahn.
He's shaking his hand. He stunk. Let alone when he had a little sweat going. He had a must, a lot of must.
I don't care if he hears it. He needs to know. Take a shower and wash your shit.
Goddamn, come out of the shower. Goddamn wise Gallows putting so much fucking deodorant on his face.
Gallows stinks, man. It's not me.
I've had stinky heat before.
Goddamn, dude. Sometimes we go on them overseas tours. You go in the gym. It's like, dude, over in a lap pull down machine. It's like, motherfucker. One human being. Fucking. I mean, don't get me wrong. That's kind of, didn't wear a whole lot of shit over there, but there's that one motherfucker that just reeks. And it's like, always. I'm like, I'll tell him, like Davey Boy Smith or whoever, I'm just going to wait outside while y'all work out. I couldn't hang, man.
You guys are used to that. Have fun with it. Man.
Stinky
but I'd never been into a situation where I'm involved in the middle of a high spot. Dude's
brother cut him off.
Transferred on to me, and now I was the offensive one.
He aborted mission.
I said, you know what? We can't do this.
Greatest guy of all time until he gets pissed off.
Tagging Carl goes in.
You got to take care of him.
Promptly tags back out.
Wait,
we are going to forfeit this fucking match.
We don't care if we win. It's fine. Anyway, you guys want to buy a T-shirt?
in Japan.
By the way, I'm selling my shorts after the match.
Yeah, you want them?
Of course he is.
They don't even stink yet.
Steve, one time we were about to do a run-in for a Finn Balor match on TV, television in Japan. We're about to run out, but go getting warmed up. Look over, and he's got this stupid bandana on. His eyes like this. I said, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Oh, my guy's out there. I'm gonna sell it to him." You can't run out there like that. He goes, "I have to." God, run out with a stupid bandana on his head. And he sold him for $100 after.
Naturally.
I got to get it on TV. He's watching.
If this thing sniffs TV, I get a little money for it.
I see, you look like an idiot. Well, I'm getting paid.
That's fine. We're already over now.
Well, did you guys ever work any territories or back in the day? Because I know they're probably not doing it in today's current system. It's 2017, damn near 18. Things are a lot different. But back in the day, man, we'd go on overseas tours. Man, I mean, like, we'd plan run-ins. Like, hey, man, like two guys be working a match. Let's fucking do a run-in. Lob them down, get the fucking heat, and we'll leave. And so we do that shit all the time. And one time, it was going back to San Diego Sports Arena. Triple H was working. I can't remember who he was working with. And there was a old ragtag bicycle in the back. There was a woman's bicycle with a bell on it. And I figured, fuck, I'm going to fuck with him. I'm going to ride that bike down to the ring during this match. And I was. I had my trunks on, I had my boots, my vest. And I rode that bicycle around the ring. Bing.
That's awesome.
Triple H reached over the top rope, grabbed my damn leather vest, and ripped the dog shit out of it. I was madder than the horse that he ripped my vest up. So anyway, matches go on. Anyway, I can't remember what happened. Kevin Nash popped big time for it. Triple H worked his match. I guess someone beat him up. Kevin rides the bicycle out there. Triple H gets on the back of it, and they ride back. He goes, y'all ever get to do any stupid shit like that?
I wish we could still do that. We did that in places where we could take our own liberties and shit, like, little indies in my promotion and stuff. We used to have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You had a promotion?
It's different now. Yeah.
Well, how did that go? Because here's the thing. When I was in USWA, it was always like, hey, man, this is the story. When you're the young kid breaking in, they tell you, hey, man, you get in the business, you make your money, you get out.
Yeah.
Okay, now who gets in the business, makes money, and gets out because they got money? Dude, you hooked on the business.
Everybody.
Or it's this one. Yeah. You get in the business, and then you turn into a promoter. And then you lose all your fucking money. You go back in the ring because you lost all your fucking money. So what happened with your promotion?
Had it sell for some professional reasons, which I still had it. It was going okay, and I loved it, and I enjoyed it. And he would get so mad at me because I come back to Japan. He's like, why am I looking at clips of you on Facebook handcuffed to the top rope with juice running down your face? And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I had the weekend off. We filled up the gym. It was a great time.
I got my big heater over here, handcuffed going. People see this, man.
I loved it. I really loved it. I wish I still had it. I will have it again one day.
I think
it was a lot of fun because if you could figure out how to make a little bit of money, and for us, when we were in Japan and stuff, like if I didn't have to fly somewhere, then go try to get a couple grand or whatever. I ran this little town all the time, then it started expanding. We had a little local TV, and I love wrestling, so it was fun to like sit with my guys and try to figure out how to make people come back to it, and then we'd bring a name in or this or that, and it was always a big bunch of bullshit. But I don't have hobbies, you know what I mean? I love wrestling, so we would sit and think about that and do that, and it was pretty ridiculous, but I really enjoyed it. I just got rid of it a few months ago because I had to, but it was fun.
I can't imagine neither of us doing anything else. I mean, I want of course we want to brand new
Even if we won the lottery or something, or we became you, I can't see me being like, well, you know what? I'm going to go live on the island. Well, it'd be fun to go to the island, but in 3 months I want to come back and like take a couple bumps and sign some autographs.
Well, like Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins goes, "You guys on the next loop last month?" And I go, "No, we're not on." He goes, "Why?" I go, "I don't know." He goes, "Jesus, I need to go talk to somebody. We need the Good Brothers on the loop. You guys keep us laughing."
We'll get in there and say something.
We just enjoy any kind of, we just
like the boys and the road,
man.
And all that stuff. It's hard to you can't get out of that or get rid of it. I don't think. Like even like yourself and like I look at Kevin Nash like that and Sting and like you can still tell when you see you guys. You still enjoy the business and seeing the guys and seeing like what's part of it. I love that, man, because I don't ever want it to not be part of my life. I tell my son every day, you're not going to be a wrestler. And then he comes into the little wrestling school we have, and he's doing flip bumps and handstand bumps and locking up and running high spots. And he's 10. And I'm like, you're not going to be a wrestler, but you might.
Back in the day when I was living in, I was just starting to get hot in the WWF. And I remember being on the road all the time. We was running hot and heavy back in the day. I mean, we was never home. And it's kind of like you love the road. But then every night you hate the road because you love a road and you love the business. You love the pops, you love the boys. But sometimes you just got to go home. So all of a sudden, man, you've been on the road for all this time. You go home and it's like a day and a half. And you got one more day. I'm like, God damn, I'm ready to get back on the road. But my point is about putting that suitcase in front of the washer and dryer. I wear in my personal life now, even today, I wear the same shit all the time.
All the time.
When I go shopping, when I find something that fits, and I always wear camo, I'll buy 10 of everything.
Yep.
That way I ain't got to shop again for a couple of years. But going back, to the business, I'd park that damn suitcase in front of the washer and dryer, wash the shit that was dirty, leave the clean stuff in it, just put it right back in. So I'm living out of a suitcase.
Yeah.
That was that's what I knew. Y'all still doing the same shit?
I debuted in this shirt. We debuted in WWE in this exact shirt. You know why I'm wearing it right now? Because
Bruno bought it for you, you son of a bitch.
And Bruno's bragging about that goddamn bank account.
And Bruno was trying to get a tip for it today. He goes, hey, you guys debuted in here, with the shirts. And he went,
I go, how did Bruno remember that? He goes, he's trying to get a tip.
He's trying to get a tip. Uh-oh. You didn't know yet you had to tip Bruno when he goes to get you shit. You want some skull? All right, Bruno, here's $20.
I pull my suitcases out of the truck. I put them in the garage. We leave out on Fridays. Thursday night, I start washing them. I rewash the same exact thing.
Same shit.
That's it. Yeah. It's and that's what we did. We've been doing this for a long time. I have 3 boys, right? My wife told me she's pregnant again, right? And I'm a little bit, I'm like, man, geez, that's a lot of kids.
He was like, holy shit, I don't know.
What am I going to do? And Gallows goes, he popped. This is great. We're going to wrestle forever.
We're going to wrestle till 55.
Because he loves
I love this.
I said, man,
we might not be good at it, but we're going to be out there.
He's, oh my God, I'm excited, man. We're going to wrestle forever.
We're going to work Hoot and Punky when they're 75, and we're going to be 58 going, hell yeah. Double drop kick.
I need this booking.
All right, let's take a quick pause for the calls and give big ups to a sponsor who makes this podcast possible, and that's TrueCar. Now, there's something about TrueCar a lot of people don't know. That TrueCar can also help you find a used car. In fact, there are over 700,000 pre-owned vehicles available from TrueCar certified dealers nationwide. Whether you're looking to buy new or used, TrueCar gets you upfront pricing information that empowers, letting you see what other people paid for the car you want so you can know what a fair price is. and feel confident. And with TrueCar, you can connect with a local certified dealer of your choosing to make the process quick and easy. When you're ready to buy a new or used car, visit TrueCar to enjoy a more confident car buying experience. Some features are not available in all states.
I'm Wade Keller, host of the Wade Keller Pro Wrestling Podcast, exclusively here at Podcast One, 4 days a week. Tuesday mornings, we cover Monday Night Raw from the night before. Wednesday mornings, we cover SmackDown from the night before. Thursdays is our flagship, where we talk about the whole pro wrestling industry and all the latest news. And Fridays features my weekly interview. Recent interviews have included Sean Waltman, X-Pac, talking about the John Cena legacy, what makes AJ Styles so great from a wrestler's perspective, and how Vince McMahon has changed over the years. Other interviews recently have included Podcast One's very own Jim Ross, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, ex-WWE creative team members, and more. Check out the show 4 days a week. Just search Wade Keller on the Podcast One app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts. That's Wade Keller's Pro Wrestling Podcast.
This is Steve Austin Unleashed.
Are you guys in the cars at all? Because your character's on Southpaw, which we got off on.
That's what's that.
Cut that promo about what you bought, what he wanted
Trust
to
me,
get.
he'll catch it right now.
He'll cut it right now. He's got this from the belly of a crocodile or whatever.
Cut it right now.
Your boots are made of the belly of a cow, and mine came from the belly of a baby crocodile. You're jealous of me. You look at my sunglasses, they say Ray-Ban in the top corner of my right eye. And what do yours say? They say BP. You know why? Because they were $10 fucking. Okay, that's the difference between you and me. What you want right now is to lay down with who I laid down last night with, but you can't do it, can you, Chad? Too bad. No, you can't, because there's always going to be a difference between you and me, because I'm Big Tex, and the difference is this: I got a size 16 boot that's going to lay you down, and then you know what you're going to look at while you're laying the lights, big man? Tex Ferguson, baby!
There you go. See? Right there. And then Chad Too Bad is obviously jealous. He actually is jealous because he used to see all the girls on the road from him. So maybe I am jealous. Maybe he was jealous.
Well, they wanted to do that, and we'd just been doing it to Pop the Boys for so long, and they came in and were like, well, can you guys say this? And I was like, if you guys don't mind, could we just do it and you don't say anything? And if it sucks, then we'll do what you say. And we did it in one take, and the first time. And then the second one, there was a bunch of people at it and stuff like that. But, like, it's way funnier if it's just us doing it, because it's shit we really lived and think about and think is funny, instead of them telling us to do something. And that's why I think people liked it the first time around.
You know Ellis, the stunt man. Yeah. Ellis. Yeah. He was there with us because he was the car guy doing all the car dealing. He goes, man, hell, I didn't know you could talk, man. I never knew that. I said, well, I can. All right.
Well, damn it, I need a chance.
If you get a chance to just be yourself and talk, like, you know, it's different from reading. It's like, you know, this is scripted now in WWE. They hand you the scripted promos and they want you to stick to that. I think that's. I think for us, I think the times that we've taken chances and we've set stuff off the script, that's been the best stuff.
I mean, honestly, the only thing that we've gotten over is us saying the nerds and the skis and the stuff that we actually say in real life to pop each other. Because if it's just written for you and you're like, hey, I'm going to beat you up, it's like, oh, that's cool. Everybody says that. But like, if we had our own little thing to it and our little fans like it, wish we had more of that, obviously. But that's the stuff they like. And then they make T-shirts of it. And we're not always on TV, but we're still selling a lot of T-shirts.
The times we took chances were the best times. Right. Obviously, I think has been the best for us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know all about that.
You could probably give us a whole tutorial on that. There was this one time you cut this little promo about religion.
316 said, I just whooped your ass.
You talking about your Psalms?
AJ back here
John
sleeping.
360.
My dad goes, is Steve Austin going to be pissed off when you walk in his house because he knows you mock him? We don't mock him.
That's no mocking.
We fucking love him.
No, that's not mocking. That's stone cold.
Goddamn it, the whole thing was a fluke, though, because I wasn't supposed to win the event anyway, but I won the King of the Ring.
Yeah, of course.
No.
Who was booked to win that? Was it like...
No, man, I do this common knowledge, man. Yeah, curtain call. Curtain call. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
curtain call. And, man, I'm walking across the parking lot with low or worse or mass. And then Vince coming up behind me. I mean, I didn't really have a relationship with Vince at the time. He goes, Steve, you got a second? Yeah, man, that's the boss. I sure do.
As long as you want.
Yeah, let me put it here on my chronograph. I got plenty of time.
Let me check my Rolex real quick.
I thought I was getting my release. He goes, Steve, I just want to let you know, in 2 weeks, you're going King of the Ring. I was like, Okay, I know sold it. I said, okay, thank you. I walked in, got in the locker room, did my thing. Yeah. And then so I won King of the Ring. But it was the thing about, when I wrestled Mark Romero in that first match at the pay-per-view, he kicked me in the mouth, went to the hospital, got stitched up, still in my ring gear, 14 stitches. Come back, man, Doc Hendricks was there.
Did you actually go and come right back?
Oh, yeah, man.
We believe that.
Yeah, Milwaukee at the Mecca. So I come back, and there's Michael PSAs, and he says, hey, man, while you were gone, Jake and Snake Roberts cut a religious-based promo on you. You might want to remember that when you do your acceptance speech. And so, man, as soon as I said that, the 316 thing popped into my mind. And, man, all of a sudden, I didn't even create the promo. I knew that I was going to say Austin 316, and that was it. So I made that shit up on the fly. That's awesome. But if Mark Romero hadn't kicked me in the mouth, I would have never got to the hospital, and I would have known everything was going to happen. So, Michael smartened me up. I went out there, cut that promo, and it was weird because this is back when Vince used to do the commentary. And so we were feeding a live house and the pay-per-view as well. And I could hear Vince trying to wrap that promo up because I started talking that trash. You can hear him start talking in the background. So I'm sitting there listening with this ear, and I'm talking, using this side of my brain to talk. And I can hear him wrapping it up, and I say, hey, man, I need a button on this promo. Because I'd already said the Austin 316 sign just whipped your ass. So the next night at Monday Night Raw, all those 316 signs were there. But when I heard him wrapping that promo up, I said, I need a button. And all of a sudden and that's the bottom line because Stone Cold said so. So it was just a lucky fluke. And so I just capitalized on it.
Badass, man.
That's pretty cool to hear.
But it was never supposed to happen.
Yeah.
So I think it was kind of destiny.
Absolutely.
It goes back to Chat Too Bad and Tex Ferguson.
I don't really know if it does. But hold on. Here. I don't know if it compares.
I don't mean to compare those guys to Stone Cold because Stone Cold's a whole lot cooler.
Yeah.
But it's fun to be those characters because that really is just us. We literally love to just cut promos. We cut promos all the time. You know what I mean? That's what we do. Yeah. Like literally, that's not a false. We drove from Tokyo to Sendai, Japan. It's about a 6-hour drive.
Yeah.
I think we had maybe that hungover charisma flying, and I think we started right as soon as the ride got going. AJ took a nap and woke up, and we were still going, and he went nuts. He said, "You guys have got to stop. You guys kidding me?" He said, "AJ, why don't you sit down or shut up, you little bearded baby?
You son of a bitch, you little mealy mouth, motherfucker.
Come here and knock you out." But like you said, it's something that just comes in your head, and that's cool, man. I love hearing that.
I had fun being that guy. I don't live that guy anymore, but I had fun being that guy.
Coolest guy in
the coolest guy
in
the business for sure.
Awesome.
Y'all still keep up with the New Japan product?
Yeah, well, we were just grilling him about it on the way over here. Well, who's mad at who? What's going on?
What's going on?
How much money are they making anyway?
Doing?
What happens?
Well, Bullet Clubs. Yeah, I do. Kenny Omega's had a great rise from Kenny's a buddy of mine that got a great shove when he first jumped into the Bullet Club.
Yep,
helped him out a lot. And it's cool to see where he's going now because he's a great athlete, man. And I've had some good matches with him, and it's been cool to, we teamed up with him all the time in 8-mans and 6-mans on the road. And Nick, he's a real creative, different cat.
Yep.
He's from Canada. And those Canadians are different cats, Yeah, they're different cat. He's and it's cool to see that rise, but it's also cool to see Okada, who's a huge name, was a young boy when I was there. He was in the dojo, cooking my food. And now he's, doing what he's doing. And Yoshihashi and Makabe and Tanahashi. And these guys are, guys that I became really good friends with. It's cool to see it's cool to see where they're at.
God damn, I went to the New Japan when they came over to Long Beach. And god dang, Okada was working out there with Cody Rhodes.
Yep.
And I was a calf slice or whatever the hell it's called. What was that move called? That calf crusher when Cody rolled him up. Anyway, Okada went into super sales mode. I mean, like Shakespeare and damn, Hamlet. And he started selling his ass off, and goddamn, that crowd came. Good looking kid.
Yeah, he is. He can work, man. He's good.
He's tall and good looking. He's got the hair.
He gets it, man.
He gets it. And the thing about it is, he doesn't do anything crazy. He's efficient.
Nope. He's not difficult, man.
He don't do nothing crazy. He's just solid as fuck, and he's over.
And he like I remember saying like, hey, can we had a couple really big matches him and I did. And I remember saying like, you let me sell there, just sell for that moment there. And he goes, me, Chato, very slow style. See, I know. He really gets it. He just
right.
Everything clicked with him. He's it's cool to see where he's at. Good kid too.
Okay, you guys in a square circle at this time as we speak. I'm off on the sideline. Man, AJ, lightened up. I was so happy to see when AJ came to WWF because I knew the guy he came in for a cup of coffee, but then he came back and I was like, man, this guy, he's going to light it up if they give him a chance.
Yeah.
And they gave him a chance and the motherfucker lightened it up. And then, when I watched the New Japan stuff, all of a sudden I start hearing, I don't watch the New Japan product all the time. I said, man, you got to see this Omega match. You got to see the Omega match. I'm like, man, I've been hearing about Kenny Omega for a long time. So I started watching the Omega match. I'm like, God damn, this kid is good.
Yeah, he can do it all.
So who you like better? I mean, you're close to both of them.
Well, it was cool because I didn't have a relationship with AJ at all when he came over. And, Finn Balor just signed with WWE, so he was leaving. AJ came over. I didn't know AJ. So I wasn't sure what he was going to be like. I wasn't sure if he was going to want to do the Too Sweet. Because you never know where people are at with that. Because when we started doing that, it was different. Like I said, at that point, we brought it back and made it kind of cool again. And he just committed completely, man. He was and he was great with us. And in the ring, I was blown away, like how incredible he was. And especially, it's a different style over there. As in, like you got to, how to do different. You had to do different things to get the different reactions over there, which would be different here. But and he got it so quick, man. AJ Styles, I've been saying it since my first match. I saw him wrestle in 2014 in Japan. He's easily the best wrestler ever in the world right now.
Great human.
I don't mean ever. I mean like right now he's just on. He's like he's the best wrestler in the world at this moment. I mean, there's no. And if you ever get a chance to go back and watch a couple of his matches he had in Japan, you think about people when you think back and watch some of their stuff, you think, oh, that offensive move was cool. But you forget with AJ, you can look back and think about, watch the way he sells stuff. He gets punched in the face and he falls over. I mean, he's unreal.
Yeah, but one thing that I really like about him is just with respect to his offense, the way he lays his shit in. When he'll go into that spinning stuff and go into that shit. I mean, it's a mean streak, and it's fire. And he's working baby, or he can work heel too. But I'm just saying the way he lays his shit in, just the mustard behind it is just not going through the motion. So sometimes I see guys and like, okay, man, they're doing a lot of things mechanically good, but the shit ain't behind it, so it ain't having the same effect. And so when I see him doing that shit, I know he's taking care of guys, but just the way he lays his shit in, like, God damn, that's good.
No, yeah, he literally became like, I don't think when he first debuted in Japan, and I think he would attest to this. I don't think people knew who he was because TNA wasn't really, it is what it is. But I don't think people knew exactly who he was. So he had an uphill battle, and he literally turned himself into a Japanese wrestling legend.
Yeah,
just because he does that kind of stuff, man.
Hey man, you guys
short amount of time.
Remember those? What was it? Was it Kabashi and Masawa Kawada?
Kicking the fuck out of each other.
Yeah, and then one of them died. Which one was it?
Masawa died.
Yeah. Weird.
I was over there when it happened. I remember on the bus, the boys were getting text messages saying that Misawa's son died in the ring. I said, what do you mean?
He took a back suplex on his neck, and he must have already had some damage to his neck, and it killed him. Yeah, the vertebrae broke, and that was it.
Yeah.
Right there in the middle of that ring.
Makes you think about what we do all the time, right?
Kind of like that. What was that with the
Mexican
Perro Aguayo?
Yes.
Oh yeah, man, that was weird.
That was a weird one too. And you watch it and you go like,
I mean, what we do is dangerous.
For a while, I was talking with some of the guys who were there.
Yeah.
And there, usually on the side of the ring right there on the apron, there's padding. There was no padding at all, so it was just the steel. So when he took the bump to the outside, it was like right on the top of the vertebrae, and it crushed and broke that vertebrae, which broke his neck. And
right through his spinal cord then.
That's it. Damn.
Man, I remember sometimes, and those were what they were. I remember one time, it seems like it's at the small shows. One time I was working in Hull, Ontario, and goddamn territory was down. It was like a 6-man tag or something like that. We was going out there, and I said, told Triple H, we just say, hey man, house ain't really great. And I said, everybody be careful. And goddamn, I'll be damned, if Triple H does something, he gimmicks his knee up, or someone's hitting the ropes, they'll roll an ankle. It's the stupid shit. It's just the routine stuff, and all of a sudden, bam, something happens.
Always. So in Wyndham, Bray Wyatt tore his calf, like just doing
locking up.
Just locking up.
Locking
went to lock up. Had a long flight. Went to lock up and tore his calf.
Yeah.
Right the month we started.
Dehydrated, whatever.
It's just you never know what can happen in there.
how you feeling? I was asking Carl about how he's feeling. How you feeling, you big tall son? It's because here's the thing. Here's my theory on tall guys. Just because, from my physical education background,
of course,
about a while back, kinesiology, physiology, anatomy. Man, dude, longer guys, man, the physics is different.
The more you read, the better you're going to be. No, I think that you got to take better care of yourself, and we talk about it because there'll be times when I don't do it, and they'll be like, "Hey, man, stretch, drink some water." And
if you
do that and you drink a gallon of water a day and you stretch and you go to the gym like you should do and you do the things that you can do, I think that it can prolong. I always tell him too, I don't know that I'll ever quit wrestling, but I don't want to quit doing it at a high level immediately. So try to prolong it. I feel pretty good. I got my neck broken by Naito, I like to say, but not really. I get dumped on my head. So I got
How'd that go?
Little neck issues, and it is what it is. But
took an EDT.
I feel great now because I go and get it worked on and worked out and stuff like that. So I feel pretty good.
But these days, you guys got these, the trainers and the staff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been like that now for probably 10, 15 years. But before that, dude, like when I got dropped on my head in Meadowlands in New Jersey, East Rutherford, and goddamn, I remember they took me to the hospital in an ambulance. Yeah. And then when I came out of getting all the exams and stuff like that, man, there wasn't nobody there. Yeah, 3 chicks had followed the damn ambulance to the hospital.
Yeah.
And I was like walking out, like I was pretty fucked up, right?
Yeah, of course.
Pretty emotional. And I was like, hey, how am I going to get back to the hotel? The girl said, hey, Steve, you want to ride back to the hotel? I said, yeah.
Yeah.
So I got in the car with him. I said, hey, man, if you don't mind, can we stop and get a 12-pack of beer?
Yeah.
They bought me a 12-pack of Bud.
Yeah.
And I went to my hotel and went to Monday Night Raw. But you guys grew up in some of the little territories that you did. You remember back in the old days when there wasn't shit?
Well, that's one of those things that's hard. I think that it's different now because, like, even way different for you guys. But when we all started and we were making no money or $20 and we're driving 10 hours and getting hurt. And, like, I remember Samu, like, hit me across the face with a chair wrapped in barbed wire when I was 19 years old in a cast because my pec was already torn. But, like, you would never be like, hey, like, I'm hurt, or hey, can I go to like, that didn't happen. It wasn't a thing. And now it's better for the guys now, and it may prolong their careers, but we would never be like, hey, I'm hurt, my bicep feels tense. You'd be like, hey, I'm not going to clothesline. We'll brother it, and then I'll tag you in. You know what I mean? Like, it was different. I remember I had this conversation with Raven. He goes, you got to work so much harder now. Back in the day, you could kayfabe your injuries.
I like your Raven, your Raven impersonations.
But back in the day, man, everybody was a self-made chiropractor, and a couple of boys were like, they were like official doctors. I'll never forget. I told this story many times, but I ain't told you guys. Man, my neck was fucked up or something, and so we was in Kansas City, Harley Race. Did y'all ever meet Harley?
Yes.
Okay, man. God dang it. This is back many years ago, so he was still pretty physical. And Harley was one of those guys who had that body because Harley's world renowned for being a tough guy and a fighter. I mean, if you crossed his bad side, I mean, he was a guy that would straighten you out. But he wasn't going to be the guy that was going to put three wheels on each side of the bar and start doing bench presses. That wasn't Harley.
Yeah.
Smoking a cigarette like this. I'll never forget. I won't get into that story. But anyway, I had a bad neck, and Harley said, well, kid, come here. So I go over there, and he lay down on this table. Lay down on the table because Harley Race, 8-time world champ, so lay down, he's going to fix me up. Yeah. I believe in him because this is Harley Race.
Yeah.
I'm probably 20-some-odd years old. Harley Race knows what he's doing because he's a pro wrestler.
Of course.
He wraps his towel around my neck, and then he grabs a towel, and he jerks like a motherfucker. I'd like lightning bolts shot out of my fingers and my toes. I thought he was going to rip my head off. I was like, a flash of light went off. It was crazy.
Almost killed you.
And maybe this is a precursor for when I got dropped on my head. And I said, holy shit. He goes, okay, kid, now come here. So he stands me up, puts me in a full Nelson. And he goes, Ka! Pulls the fuck out of me. And lightning bolts did shoot out of my arms and my legs. And he turns me around and looks at me and he goes, how's that feel? What do you think I said? Great. So great. Feels good, Harley. Thank you.
I feel great. You walked outside.
I goddamn scared the shit. I thought it was going to paralyze me. Next night, we're in uptown. Kid, You want me to work on that, Nick?
You know what? It feels great.
No, you got me last night.
You know what, Harley? I'm good.
I'm good. Yeah. But that's the way it was. And I remember riding with Diamond Dallas Page, and me and Mick Foley and him would travel together. And Dallas was the oldest guy in the room, but he was the youngest guy in the business, so he was on the cot. But when we walked around, he was one of those kind of guys that was proactive as far as the injury prevention. Ice packs everywhere on his body. Every joint, I could walk up that motherfucker and just stick a goddamn beer underneath his arm and cool it. I didn't need a cooler. But he was proactive in that shit. But now, when I look back, I was like, God dang, if I wouldn't have drank so much, taken better care of myself. I got dropped on my head, but nonetheless, I mean, I should have treated my dumb ass better. But I wasn't no rocket scientist, man. I was a fucking pro wrestler.
You know, it's good now, though, because, like, you know, I remember in Japan, some guys got hurt a couple times. And, yeah, I wonder, like, even if when Misawa got passed away and Noah, if there had been, you know, a real serious doctor there all the time, because there's not doctors there.
They have some gimmick doctors.
Yeah, they have a couple trainers on the road with you, and they don't have a doctor with you. I mean, I think that, like, you know, this.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's true. Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Hey, dude, we used to go to some of the towns, and yeah, the doctors would show.
Quack ass son of a bitch.
I mean, this isn't
a goddamn line a mile long. Everybody had something.
Okay.
This isn't a shit. This isn't a shot.
Both kids back to the airport sounded like a maraca going on.
This isn't a shot on New Japan at all, man. But I remember, like, during the G1 tournament, the guys are going strong, they're going rough, you know. And I remember Kojima got whacked. And man, he came back, bro. And he laid down in front of the monitor and started taking a nap. And I said, man, he ain't doing good. I said, Kojima-san, you okay? No answer. I said, Jado, another booker. I said, Jado. I said, Kojima, no talk, man. He goes, Koji. Koji goes, huh? Yeah. I said, you okay? He goes, No, yeah, but he wasn't okay. He worked the next day. I mean, it's like, he obviously had some issues going on. I can still see him laying there going, he was not with us at that moment.
What did he say again?
Yeah. That's the way Kojima talks, you know. Gallows thought Kojima looked like his Aunt Donna.
Yo, we were calling this match, man, the first tag league over there. And he's saying all this shit, and it's my first tour, and I go,
I said, what?
And he goes, what? And I go, nothing. I go, respect Tenzan and Kojima, they're big Japanese legends.
Yeah, of course they are.
He says, I'm going to say, then you do this. He says, hey, what the hell's going on? I go, he's got the same hair as my Aunt Donna. And I'm looking at him calling this match, and looks like he's married to my Uncle Merv, and I can't get it out of my fucking head. It's driving me nuts.
Steve, I don't know. This story is a good story. It's there was a time Gallows' one of his first tours there, and then he's talking about throwing a line in the corner. They said, "What move do you do in the corner?" And
Steve will understand this.
Yeah, and this isn't a racist thing, but it's just real. It's what happened. Gallows goes, "Well, I do this line." I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "I do a Jap line in the corner."
Jap clothesline.
And I said, "Yeah." So Tanahashi goes, "What move you do?" Guys, I'll do a
biggest
Jap
star in the company.
Yeah, we're doing
Jap clothesline, brother.
He said, "I'll do a Jap clothesline," and I grabbed him.
Wait.
I looked at him and I said, "What the hell did you just say?"
I said, "Jap clothesline."
I said, "Come on." I said, "Excuse me, guys, come here." I can't say that.
No idea.
He goes, "What are you talking about?" I said, "You can't say that, brother." He goes, "Jesus, you're right. I'm so sorry." Go back.
That's what everybody called it.
Right. Because the Japanese guys didn't. Yeah, but you know that's not a good
idea. I didn't know that was a racial term. I was how to do a clothesline in the corner. It's a clothesline.
Tanahashi's face.
You know what I mean? And the boys are looking at me going.
Tanahashi goes. Tanahashi goes.
What the hell did I do to you?
He goes, "I'll do a Jap line," and Tanahashi goes, "What?"
Jap clothesline. You know, in the corner.
I said, "What the fuck did you just say?"
You give this motherfucker sign language. Would you shut the fuck up?
Anyways.
No, but you meant it in the right way. It was a Japanese style clothesline.
Of course, yeah.
And I had always heard guys call it that way, and that's what I called it.
Arm drag, Japanese arm drag.
Well, that also.
Exactly.
But it doesn't exist in Japan.
Yeah, they don't say that. They don't call it
that one. Yeah. Well, they said too, Tenzan and Kojima go, double brain buster, okay? And I went, yeah. And I looked at him and I went, Can they give me a double brain buster safely? I'm 300 pounds right now. And he goes, yeah. And I go, am I going to get hurt? And he goes, it's a fucking double suplex.
Yeah, because they call
well, hell, I didn't know that.
You go to the bathroom?
I was going to, and then I realized we were doing a live podcast.
We're still doing a podcast, kid.
I thought we were just hanging out.
It feels like it.
We got 4 minutes left on this podcast, and then we'll turn this thing off and read a book, talk shop. I know you guys got to go to Abu Dhabi tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Are you looking forward to the trip?
I've never been to Abu Dhabi. I've never been to India. I love going overseas. I love being at home with my family, and I love working.
Hey, man,
so yeah,
is that by Kuwait or is that in Kuwait?
He told me it's south of Iraq. I thought it was part of India.
Yeah, Iraq's up here, and Abu Dhabi's down here-ish. And there's something else. Egypt is right here.
Yeah, man, I don't know where the fuck anything is. But I remember one time, to the point that you guys are going overseas, man, one time we went over to Kuwait. Man, the thing is, Kuwait, you can have no alcohol over there. And I mean, you better bring your own because you can't buy it, or it's very, very hard to find. And so I figured, hey, man, it's like, we'll be over 10 days. I said, man, this would be a good time for me to dry out.
That's not bad, right? It's a good idea.
Damn, are you ribbing me? I was a drinker. I still am. Got over there, you're around the boys, and all of a sudden, like, holy shit. So, anyways, a couple of guys had some stuff, vodka, whiskey, this, that, or whatever. And I just couldn't really find any beer. Yeah. But I had the stuff covered, after the shows. And then a couple of guys said, hey, man, y'all want to go scuba diving? And I said, shit, man, sign me up. I'll go.
Of course.
And all of a sudden, about 15 of the boys out on this damn boat, and we're going out to the Kuwait Gulf, whatever it's called, Gulf of Kuwait. A big-ass body of water. Anyway, we're all on the boat, and I'll be goddamn if there wasn't a case of Heineken.
In Kuwait.
In Kuwait. So I was sitting there
Heineken.
drinking a couple of Heinekens. I won't name any names. But anyway,
I got to pee now, too.
All of a sudden, man, they start handing the boys out for oxygen tanks, mask, snorkel, putting the flippers on and shit like this. Dude, we're in water that's, I don't know, it's 50 foot deep. It's pretty clear. And these are the boys. Y'all know how fucked up the boys can be. And so the plan was, hey, man, you got to get certified to be a scuba diver, right? And then we're first timers. We're in the middle of goddamn the Kuwait Gulf or Gulf of Kuwait. And said, when you go down, just meet by the anchor.
This makes it funnier. I guess you got to pee.
Okay. So the boys say, okay, well, I'll go meet by the anchor. And all of a sudden, guys start bailing off the fucking boat. And I remember thinking, because, back in the day, you're tough. Well, you're still at that age. You think you're tough as nails. All of a sudden, you let the air out of that bladder, and you start going down. And you think, fuck it, this is pretty easy. I don't even know what you got to get certified for. Fuck being at the anchor, I'm going to do my own thing. So the boys are swimming out and shit like that. And then I remember Owen Hart was having a hard time letting the air out of his bladder. So he was swimming around the boat like a shark because he couldn't descend. So we went out there, swam around, snorkeled. Went scuba diving. And then we all came back up. Nobody drowned. There wasn't no damn emergency situations. Got back on the boat. And then me and the other dudes started drinking a Heineken beer. But it was the greatest thing in the world. But, dude, these days with all the liabilities and shit like that and the PC and the safety factor, this was back in the mid-'90s when the shit was still a wild, wild west. And it was just great.
We always say that, man. We're like, I think you've heard a lot of dudes say it, but I was like, I think we would have been really good back then. We would have really loved that.
Like Big Show pulled us aside at one of the shows.
You guys are the last cowboys.
He goes, who you guys ride with? And I said, just us two. And he goes, next week I'll get the car. I'll get the rooms. We'll split it up later. So we're riding with you, Show? He goes, yeah. I went, cool. Yeah. It's like, all right, cool. Because the weekend before, he goes, you guys want to go out?
Shit you ever did.
Wait, so he was in like Wichita. He would have went to college, right? Because you guys want to go out? Well, we went out, drank 10, 15 beers, whatever. Just hung out with Show, and he goes, I like you guys. Let's go. Let's ride together. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he left us there, and
well,
we didn't get back to themselves.
Y'all went to Wichita?
Yeah, that was that time. Yeah, with him, Wichita. Yeah,
but he played college basketball there, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Spot.
Yeah. It was like a little cowboy bar or something.
God dang, I remember. It might have been the same place. All of a sudden, I got a phone call from WWF, from the office. Hey, man, we need you to do an on-sale or a pre-sale, whatever you call it, some kind of sale. Pre-sale. It's pre-sale. How about that? And, because we fixed to go to Wichita. So pre-sale. And said, hey, man, we have a couple people to show you around or whatever. And I said, okay, man, I'll go. And Tracy Bird's in town. If you want to go see the Tracy Bird concert, the two girls will take you to see Tracy Bird. I said, yeah, man, that's badass. Dude, I went to the pre-sale, did my thing for the WWF, went to the Tracy Bird show, and there's probably about 3,000 people. There's like a big dance hall. That son of a bitch sang for 3 hours. I was just kicking back beers, and that son of a bitch was on time. I had a little bit of reverb delay in there, and it sounded like you guys understand who Tracy Bird is or was?
I know everything about Tracy Bird.
Yeah, just singing his ass off. So that's my Wichita story. I can't tell you about what happened after that, but I enjoyed the shit of that concert and reading all those books.
I got to go on stage one time just because I had a little bit of wrestling, whatever bullshit notoriety.
Fame. That's what he wants to say, Steve.
And Trace Atkins was on there, and I loved Trace Atkins. And he started to do I was like, I hope he does every light in the house is on. I don't like the new shit. So he starts doing every light in the house is on, and he's doing it, and me and my buddy are going. And then all of a sudden he goes, oh, hell. I forgot the next verse. I ain't even drunk. And he just walked off the stage.
That's awesome.
And he came back out. They went into another song. We acted like nothing happened. And there were like 2,000 people there going, oh, all right. Every light in the... And he quit singing. I went, what's next? I remember the spot, dude.
That's it. We got VIP to Zach Brown at SummerSlam last year to the New York Mets Stadium, City Field. And then Zach's just, we're on stage. People are too sweet. And just all of a sudden, colder weather comes on. And
I'm real brothered out.
Out of nowhere, Gallows looks at me and goes, we gotta leave. I said, what are you talking about? I need to leave. I'm not leaving. You're on your own if you leave. He goes, all right, fine. He just sat like this. And Hawkins looked at me. I go, Gallows wants to leave. And Hawkins goes, oh, cold weather's on. It makes him get real emotional. I said, what are you fucking talking about?
Real brother now when it's on.
What are you talking about? Why do you hate cold weather? Why does cold weather make you emotional?
I don't know. Man, that's a real brother song. It's like turn the page or something. I fucking start thinking about it. We're on about all the mistakes I made my whole life.
We're on the stage. We're on the stage at City Field, and like there's people like throwing the too sweet ass. We're like, it's so cool. And he looks at me and tells me he wants to leave. I said, I ain't going anywhere.
He goes, I'm stuck in colder weather. I'm getting out of here.
He was being serious too.
All right, I'm gonna get out of here. Let's shut this thing down because I want to be able to talk with you guys off mic and shoot shit before you guys go right off in the sunset.
Thanks for having us, good brother.
Luke Gallows, Karl Anderson, Rocky over here at 317 Gimmick Street. Did y'all want to get any more shit in?
No,
because you always got that guy in the fucking match. You're trying to talk about the match a little bit. You can call him most fit in the ring, but there's always that guy that's got to get his shit in. The same shit every fucking time. So is there anything that y'all got to get in?
How you feel about cheap plugs?
We know a lot of those guys.
I love them.
All right. Guys, if you want tattoos or piercing, come to Painted Gypsy Tattoo, 1140 North Tech Drive, Conyers, Georgia. Tell them the Big LG sent you. That's my shop. You'll get the deal of the century. If you want to learn the basics of professional wrestling, the Good Brothers Dojo in Jenkinsburg, Georgia, goodbrothersdojo@gmail.com or 770-915-6530. We'll teach you top to bottom. And if you need anything for your printing needs, I'm talking embroidery, signage, anything you need, Good Brothers Inc.
Cut us a promo on an apple.
gmail.com. Come on over. We'll set you up. I got to retire at some point, but I'm not going to quit being a fall down man. Click on over and we'll do all your business for you. Is that okay? Thank you.
There you go, Steve.
God damn, that's good. Bye.
Hey, it's Adam Carolla. Now, if you're hearing my voice, it means you like podcasting. And if you like podcasting, well, then you're going to love my show. Lots of funny segments, good bits, great guests, and, of course, moi. That's Mexican for me. So, check it out at PodcastOne, iTunes, or wherever you listen to fine podcasts. The Adam Carolla Show. Throw it on your phone. It's free.
All right, everybody, give me the go-home cue. It's time to wrap up this podcast to ride off in the sunset. Before I do that, I want to thank Luke Gallows, Karl Anderson, Rocky Romero for coming by 317 Gimmick Street last week and give me the time that they gave me. Man, we laughed our fucking heads off, and I had one of the best times I've ever had doing a podcast, and we read a lot of novels. And if you go to my Instagram account, Steve Austin BSR, you'll see some of the evidence put the evidence in the car. Some of the evidence that was laying around, all the novels that we had read and checked out, were strewn around the table in the room. Hell, I figured up a whole hefty scent sack of that damn stuff, just trying to get it ready for the recycle bin. But hey, the WWE Superstar schedule is a sumbitch. You're busy all the time. For those cats come by, it really meant a lot to me, and I appreciate it very much. One last plug for Luke Bryan, What Makes You Country. His latest album is out there, and I dig it the most. Hey, man, Broken Skull Challenge. The last episode of this season will happen this coming Tuesday at 10/9 Central. This is a co-ed edition, and we have never done a team-type setting of anything out there because it's every man or every woman for themselves. This time, this Tuesday, we team them up in pairs, and they do battle out there at the Broken Skull Challenge compound, and it was absolutely awesome. Lots of energy, lots of badass athletes giving it their all, and it was a badass show and a badass season. Props to everybody that came out. Thank you to everybody that tuned in and supported the show. Thanks to CMT for the opportunity, and thanks to 51 Minds, a production company. It's been a great 5 years. Hey, man, speaking of 5 years, speaking of Broken Skull Challenge, all those T-shirts that I was wearing, ProWrestlingTees.com/Steve Austin has every single one of those shirts. If you want one of those shirts, head over to ProWrestlingTees.com/Steve Austin, and you can find them. And if you're thirsty and you want a beer, specifically an IPA, I happen to have the best IPA in the United States of America. Broken Skull IPA from El Segundo Brewing Company. And you can get Broken Skull IPA at Whole Foods and Total Wines if you live in California. If you ain't in Cali, check InsideTheCellar.com and see if they ship to your state. If you're looking for a pocket knife, and everybody should have a pocket knife, you can find a Cold Steel Broken Skull knife for the new Cold Steel Working Man's Knife at my new Amazon store. Amazon has the best price on both knives. Just go to Amazon.com/shop/Steve Austin. Christmas is right around the corner, and you can't give a better Christmas present than a Cold Steel Broken Skull or Working Man knife, and that's the bottom line. I want to say thank you to all the fine sponsors of the Steve Austin Show. How I'm able to do this podcast for you twice a week for free, and you can find all my sponsors at PodcastOne.com. Just click on the Killer Deals button at the top of the page and then click on the Steve Austin Show banner. And speaking of Podcast One, the new Podcast One app is now available for download at the App Store or Google Play. There ain't another podcast app like this bitch anywhere. And that's because the new Podcast One app is loaded up with some cool-ass features that let you do a lot more than just listen to your favorite shows. You can access behind-the-scenes photos, articles, and connect with other fans of the shows you like. Watch over 1,000 360 virtual reality videos, and you can actually watch some of your favorite shows in virtual reality. It's like you're sitting in the same room with them. So get to the App Store, Google Play, and download the new Podcast One app now. Stay tuned. Coming up this Tuesday, WWE superstar Elias will be on the Steve Austin Show, and I still have a 35-minute podcast with the legit boss Sasha Banks and the hugger Bailey, probably coming up next Tuesday. Folks, until then, my name is Steve Austin, and I will catch your ass down the road.
Download new episodes of Steve Austin Unleashed every Thursday at PodcastOne.com. That's PodcastOne.com.